Gentlemen, if it has been months or even years since you last felt truly powerful, don't rush to blame your age. In my career, I've met men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who managed to bring back rock-solid performance without taking a single pill. What's the secret? It all comes down to restoring blood flow in the most vital place. And here's the surprising part. Most people believe the solution is found in the pharmacy, but in reality, the answer is often hiding in your own refrigerator. Just 4 specific fruits have the natural ability to clear out the tiny blood vessels in the most sensitive area, the very ones that tend to lose function first as we grow older. When those vessels open up again, everything changes. Energy skyrockets. Intimacy feels alive again. Confidence returns. And for some men, their manhood feels like it did back at 18. My name is Dr. Nathan Tran, a board-certified urologist and men's health expert with more than 30 years of experience. I've helped veterans, retirees, husbands, and even grandfathers who thought their passion was gone forever, only to rediscover the joy of closeness and the vitality they thought they'd lost. Here's the truth. Most men think the real issue is low testosterone or simply getting older. But in the majority of cases, the real culprit is poor circulation. The good news is this can often be improved, sometimes dramatically, by making simple changes to what you eat. These 4 fruits naturally boost nitric oxide cleanse, artery walls, improve sensitivity, and restore function without the need for drugs, needles, or worrying about side effects. In just a few moments, I'll reveal all 4 fruits, explain how they work, and share which one can deliver results in as little as 30 minutes. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a science-backed health tip designed especially for men over 60. And if you're ready to take back control of your vitality, type the number 1 in the comments below. If you're still unsure, go ahead and type 0. Your feedback matters because I'm here to help improve your life. So let's start with the truth most men never hear, because this is the foundation for everything. If your performance has been fading with time, it's not just about age. The truth is what's happening inside your blood vessels is often the real reason things start to change in the bedroom. The real cause behind weaker performance after 60 isn't simply age. Over the years, I've sat across from hundreds, maybe even thousands of men who've looked me straight in the eye and asked, "Doctor, is it normal that I don't feel like a man anymore?" And my heart sinks every time because too many of them have been fed the same old myth. It's just your age. But that's not the whole truth. Age alone isn't the problem. What's really going on is this: your blood vessels, especially those in the penis, start narrowing. They become rigid, losing the flexibility they once had. And that matters because a strong erection depends on quick, powerful blood flow. When those tiny vessels begin to clog, blood simply can't reach where it's needed. And without blood, there's no firmness, no sensation, no lasting performance. Here's something most men never realize: the arteries in the penis are among the smallest in the entire body. That means they're usually the first to get blocked long before you ever face a heart attack or stroke. In fact, your body often sends its earliest warnings about circulation problems through changes in intimacy. Ignore those whispers, and over time they become shouts. But here's the hopeful part: if poor circulation is the root cause, then restoring blood flow can also be the solution. You don't have to accept decline. You can push back naturally, and food can be your best form of medicine. Because next I'm going to reveal 4 everyday fruits. Simple, familiar fruits with the power to improve circulation, clear blocked vessels, and bring back your health and your confidence. The very first one is so powerful, many call it nature's Viagra. Let's take a look. When I first began practicing urology, I was trained just like most doctors, focus on medications, surgeries, and prescriptions. But as the years went by, I started noticing something curious. Some of my older patients, men well into their 60s or 70s, were doing surprisingly well. They had energy, stamina, and a healthy, fulfilling, intimate life. Out of curiosity, I asked them what they were doing differently, and almost every time their answers were simple and honest. "Doc, I just changed my diet. I started walking every morning. My wife makes me drink this juice every day." That's when I began digging deeper into nutrition, especially how certain foods directly impact blood flow and male performance. What I discovered completely changed the way I treat my patients to this very day. There are 4 specific fruits I now recommend to nearly every man over 60 who comes to me with circulation or intimacy concerns. And the best part, These fruits aren't exotic, rare, or expensive. You don't need to waste hundreds of dollars on supplements or mysterious powders you find online. They're everyday, affordable fruits you can pick up at almost any grocery store in America. Yet inside them are powerful plant compounds, flavonoids, polyphenols, antioxidants that protect the inner lining of your blood vessels and help your body produce more nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is absolutely essential for healthy erections. Even better, these fruits don't just benefit your sex life. They also strengthen your heart, sharpen your brain, and improve your mood, and even support better sleep. That's the beauty of real natural food. When you nourish your body properly, everything starts working in harmony again. So now let me walk you through each of these 4 fruits one by one. We'll begin with the one I call the blood flow fruit. It's sweet, deep red, and backed by solid clinical research. Most men overlook it, but I'll show you why you shouldn't. Fruit number 1, pomegranate, the natural Viagra for older men. I still remember one of my patients, let's call him George. He was 68, divorced, and just starting to date again after many years. He walked into my office with his head down, embarrassed, and said, "Doc, everything is working." Except that, George pointed downward, frustrated and embarrassed. He didn't want pills. He didn't want the risks or side effects. All he wanted was to feel like himself again. That's when I introduced him to what I like to call nature's Viagra, the pomegranate. Now, this isn't some miracle cure or magic trick. It's pure science. Pomegranate is packed with powerful antioxidants, especially punicalagin, which helps support nitric oxide levels in the body. And nitric oxide is the chemical signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand, allowing more blood to flow exactly where you need it most. When blood flow improves, so does firmness, sensitivity, and for many men, confidence. One study even found that men who drank a single glass of pomegranate juice daily showed noticeable improvements in erection quality. But beyond performance, this fruit also helps lower inflammation, protect the prostate, and support heart health, 3 critical areas for men over 60. George began drinking a small glass of pure pomegranate juice with his lunch every day. Within just a few weeks, he returned to my office smiling ear to ear, "Doc, it's working, and I didn't need a prescription." That's the quiet, steady power of this fruit. It works naturally, consistently, and without side effects. You can enjoy it as juice, eat the seeds, or toss it into a smoothie. But while pomegranate is powerful, the next fruit takes things to another level. It contains a natural amino acid that your body transforms into a blood flow booster. And when timed right, it can start working in as little as 30 minutes. The fruit I'm talking about is watermelon, what I call the natural circulation booster. I still remember one scorching summer in Texas when I was visiting my parents. After a long afternoon working in the yard with my father, he brought out 2 big slices of watermelon. We sat on the porch sweating and laughing when he said, "You know, this stuff always made me feel like a new man." I smiled at the time, not thinking much of it. But later that evening, I dug into the science, and what I discovered blew me away. Watermelon isn't just refreshing. It's loaded with a natural compound called L-citrulline. When your body absorbs L-citrulline from watermelon, it quickly converts it into L-arginine, and that boosts the production of nitric oxide, the chemical responsible for relaxing your blood vessels and enhancing blood flow. And this isn't just theory. Multiple studies have shown that men who consistently supplement with L-citrulline experience firmer, more reliable erections that last longer. What makes watermelon unique is how its natural L-citrulline comes perfectly packaged with water, electrolytes, and antioxidants. That means it hydrates you, supports circulation, and helps lower blood pressure, and all without the need for pills or expensive powders. I once had a patient in his early 70s, a retired police officer. He told me he began eating a bowl of watermelon at night instead of dessert. Within just a few weeks, he noticed the difference not only in his performance, but also in his daily energy and even the quality of his sleep. Watermelon works best when it becomes part of your lifestyle. Enjoy a few slices chilled after a walk. Blend it into a smoothie. Have some in the evening instead of sweets. It's simple, delicious, and backed by solid science. But if you think watermelon is impressive, wait until you hear about a fruit that's even smaller, one you've probably eaten thousands of times without realizing its hidden power. Inside this fruit is a rare antioxidant shown to improve both blood flow and testosterone, 2 cornerstones of male vitality. That fruit is black grapes, tiny in size but a powerhouse for circulation. I'll never forget a patient of mine, let's call him Howard. He was 73, soft-spoken, and had been married nearly 50 years. He didn't come to me at first for performance issues, but because he felt drained, irritable, and distant from his wife. He assumed it was just part of getting older, but as we talked, it became clear his energy, confidence, and intimacy had all declined. So we made one simple change. He began adding a small handful of black grapes to his daily routine. What most men don't realize is that black grapes contain resveratrol, a powerful antioxidant that relaxes blood vessels, improves endothelial function, and even supports healthy testosterone levels, all critical for men over 60. Resveratrol in black grapes also helps reduce oxidative stress, a hidden culprit behind inflammation and poor circulation. And unlike many supplements that carry unwanted side effects, black grapes are gentle on the body, easy to enjoy, and surprisingly effective. Just 1 cup a day, fresh or frozen, can create noticeable changes over time. Howard began snacking on a handful of black grapes every afternoon. Nothing complicated, just a small, healthy habit. Within a month, his mood lifted, his energy returned, and yes, his intimacy with his wife came back too. He looked at me with a smile and said, "Doc, it feels like someone switched the lights back on." That's the beauty of real food. It doesn't just heal the body, it brings life and vitality back in ways you never expect. Now let's move on to the final fruit in this list. Chances are you've had it for breakfast many times without realizing its true power. Think of it as a natural cleanser for your arteries. When used consistently, it works from the inside out, helping restore blood flow and support circulation throughout your entire body. I'm talking about citrus fruits, oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes. Years ago, one of my long-term patients, Bill, a retired Navy engineer, came to see me with a notebook filled with detailed records of everything he ate, drank, and did each day. He was determined to get healthier without relying on more pills. As I flipped through his notes, one habit stood out every single morning. He drank a glass of fresh, squeezed orange juice, not from a carton, not from concentrate, but the real thing. I couldn't help but smile because unknowingly he was giving his body one of the smartest gifts possible. Citrus fruits are among the most underrated tools for restoring circulation. They're rich in flavonoids, especially hesperidin, which strengthens blood vessel walls, reduces inflammation, and improves arterial flexibility. That means better blood flow not only to your heart and brain, but also to the lower body where so many men face challenges as they age. On top of that, citrus supports healthy blood pressure and helps reduce oxidative stress, making it a powerful ally for men over 60. Both of these clean arteries and flexible arteries are absolutely critical for long-term vascular health. I often tell my patients, your arteries are like garden hoses. The cleaner and more flexible they are, the better the flow. Bill didn't overhaul his life, but little by little he began to feel lighter, clearer, and more energized. He even told me his morning walks became easier and his evenings with his wife more enjoyable and fulfilling. Sometimes it really is the small daily rituals that change everything. Want to start simple? Slice up an orange with your breakfast. Add lemon to your water. Make grapefruit part of your lunch. These aren't just fruits, they're quiet protectors silently working in the background to keep your blood flowing smoothly. But here's the truth, while fruits can work wonders, they become even more powerful when paired with the right daily habits. That's what I'll share with you next, simple lifestyle shifts that can supercharge everything we've discussed. No gyms, no extreme routines, just smart moves that fit naturally into your life. Over the years, I've learned an important lesson from my patients. It's not just what you eat that matters, it's what you do every single day that shapes how you feel. You can eat all the right fruits, but if your lifestyle works against you, the results will never fully show up. That's why I always encourage men to look beyond the plate and focus on small, consistent habits that quietly support better circulation, more energy, and yes, better intimacy. Start with movement. I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights, just walking. A simple 20-minute walk each day is enough to improve blood flow, reduce stiffness in your arteries, and support heart health. I once had a patient in his late 60s who began walking after breakfast and again after dinner. Within just a few weeks, his blood pressure improved and he noticed more fullness and strength during arousal without changing anything else. One of the most overlooked but essential factors is hydration. Remember, your blood is nearly 90% water. When you're dehydrated, circulation immediately suffers. And the truth is, most men over 60 simply don't drink enough. That's why I encourage you to sip a few glasses throughout the day, especially first thing in the morning. Next comes sleep. While you rest, your body restores testosterone balances, blood pressure, and repairs your vascular system. Poor sleep quietly robs you of vitality, desire, and motivation. If you snore heavily, feel groggy during the day, or struggle to stay asleep, it's worth talking with your doctor. Finally, cut back on processed meats, fried foods, and excess alcohol. These directly damage the delicate inner lining of your arteries, the very lining that the fruits we've discussed are working hard to protect. The good news is none of these changes require perfection. They simply need consistency. Small daily efforts practiced faithfully create powerful shifts in your health. And now that you know the 4 powerful fruits and the supporting habits, you're probably wondering, how long will it take to see results? What can I realistically expect if I start today? In the closing message, I'll answer those questions and share one simple mindset shift that could change everything. If you've made it this far, I want to speak to you not just as a doctor, but as someone who genuinely cares about what you're going through. Because I know for many men, this isn't an easy subject to talk about. Losing that sense of strength, closeness, and performance, it's not just physical. It affects your pride. It touches your relationships. It shapes your very identity. And too often, men suffer in silence, convinced it's simply part of aging. But now you know the truth. Weakening erections after 60 aren't always about age. They're about circulation. And circulation can be supported. It can be improved through food, through movement, through the simple daily habits that honor the body you've built over a lifetime. We've now explored 4 powerful fruits: pomegranate, watermelon, black grapes, and citrus. Each one works in its own way to restore blood flow, nourish your arteries, and help you feel like the man you remember. And when you pair them with simple habits, daily walks, better sleep, staying hydrated, and cutting back on artery-damaging foods, you create the foundation for real lasting healing. And I know this isn't just theory. I've seen it with my own eyes. Men who once felt ashamed, disconnected, and broken come back to life. I've seen the spark return to their eyes, the strength back in their voices, and the confidence in their steps. Not from magic pills, but from respecting their bodies and giving them the right tools. If they can do it, so can you. You're not too old, it's not too late, and you haven't missed your chance. Start small. Start today. Because the moment you decide to take control of your circulation is the very moment everything begins to change from the inside out. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, so you never miss a tip made just for you, and leave a comment below. Tell me, which fruit are you going to try first? I'll be reading, and I'd love to hear your story. If you found this video helpful, please take a second to like it. It helps more men like you discover this life-changing information. Share it with a friend, a brother, or anyone who could benefit from feeling stronger and more confident again. And if you'd like to support this channel and help me keep creating content designed just for you, consider donating through the link in the description. Every bit helps, and I truly appreciate it. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Let's move forward together.